Consistency. How can I be consistent? I have a retreat tomorrow. I had a very busy day today. And I have still so many things to do. I for sure don't have 10 minutes. Especially if I think that I need to find them and do something special, right? Do you know this? If you have a special light. And it's true, the quality of the video is going to be very different if you invest in shooting at the right time with the right lighting, or if you don't. But because I'm doing this challenge and it's so important for me to keep doing this, I'm doing it when I can. I have a big pile of clothes to fold, just one of the things that I need to do before my guests come. And I have my house prepared. And this is when I have this 10 minutes. Will have to do it with this type of a video. And I'm not going to be able to edit it. So it's going to be 10 minutes of me talking. And I think it's a good moment to talk about consistency. So one of the things that is really strong in my work is developing more and more and more sense of love and acceptance and compassion toward ourselves, and creating more and more life that I truly enjoy, and helping do the same, to people who come to me. When people come to retreat, we slow down, we relax. There is a very peaceful, slow environment, and this is frankly how I like to live a lot, in a pretty slow pace. But sometimes during the week, there are things that I need to do that are not necessarily slow in physical, external movement. They still, though, what really helps, right? So then I have a challenge. I have certain constrictions. I have certain things that I need to do that may not be fun, that may not be pleasant, that I inside of myself can cringe thinking of doing them. And some of them are super little, like cleaning the litter box of my cat, which is not fun, but I love having a cat. And when I was dreaming about having a cat, I did not dream about cleaning her litter, right? And this is what we often do with our dreams. I dream about having this beautiful business and having a retreat center. I do not dream about cleaning around for a couple hours before guests come, cleaning the house, like doing all kinds of preparations that involve that, right? I dream about people coming in and enjoying and paying me for my work nicely. In these dreams, I don't dream about having a day when there are unplanned activities that I also need to be doing and preparing the house for the guests. So this is something that I feel that often we, in modern days, with the movement toward having better life quality and enjoying what we are doing, enjoying our time, really having more pleasure in our life. This is where I think sometimes we go to the other extreme. So if before, generation of my parents and my grandparents, they worked so hard. It was so much about like work, really hard, only to survive, because only to survive you need to work super hard. And it's understandable why they have these ideas. They lived in very difficult times. My parents were born during the World War II in Ukraine, and in my mom in Siberia. Wow, that was harsh. Their parents as well, during the war. These people lived in the times when it totally made sense how they would develop for their lifetime, really, still, that kind of automatic go, go, go. And we see the younger generation, we see it right now around us in companies, in businesses in general, how we work. I go on a clubhouse and I realize I can't really stick anymore for conversations, because a lot of conversations, especially business related, they are very fast paced. And I almost feel, I don't know, it's not just something that I feel in the voice. There is certain pressure, there is certain stress that I can't, it doesn't feel good to be there in that kind of pressured, fast type of a living. And this is also what I hear from people who come here, how much they love being in this environment where they can slow down. Exhale. Breathe deeply. So we are making a shift. But if we go to another extreme, and I've gone to that another extreme, right? When you think like, wait a second, you get exposed to the ideas of it's all in my mind. I can generate abundance if I switch the way I'm thinking. This is really what is important. And now people are more talking about the action. But first, in the first wave of this type of realization, there was not much talk about the action. It was putting the focus on the mind. And if you went through this phase, you might know how, and maybe I should just talk about myself, because I definitely have been in the phase of I will relax, I will let go, and I will let the universe carry me. But the universe may not necessarily carry me in the way my ego desires. And I came to realize that my ego, which is my personality, is not something that is ever going to be non-existent. As long as I'm living in this body with this psyche, I will have a certain, it's almost like something between spirit and the world, between how to say it in English, something that did not come into fruition, did not come into form, and the material, the spiritual and material. It's like a mediator in the middle. So this filter is going to be there. Because really, if I truly were to go all the way to that spiritual meditative state, I don't need a house. I don't need anything. I need so very little. And actually, even this body, who cares? Right? This is what we've seen from lives of strongly devoted meditation practitioners who really went into realizing the truth, deeply realizing themselves. It actually was not about creating something they wanted or not. They were just passionate about truth. These people would just then, again, very passionately go into meditation. And then you don't need all these different things. But we are kind of dancing at two weddings. We are trying, I want to practice more spiritual path. I do want more self-realization. I do want to feel deeply my energy and my spirit and be connected and rooted so much into the essence of what I am. And I also at the same time realized there is a part of me that does want and desires, needs nice things. So this is what I learned, that if you want nice things and you are not renouncing that or not trying to go against that desire, I personally realized that it's more compassionate for myself not to try to say I don't want these things while I do. I don't want these dreams while I do, but to actually engage into the game of life, engage into Maya. It's interesting that in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna asked Krishna, well, what do you think is better? Shall I just go and sit under the tree and just meditate and be very ascetic? Or should I still do Dharma? Krishna says, you know what, like both will take you there, but I personally prefer the path of action. Whoa, interesting, right? To hear that from Krishna. And to me personally, it makes a lot of sense because, and here's the tantric approach that I love so much. This is absolutely my way. If I will try to fight with what I experience as part of my nature, I will be in a war. And I don't want to fight. I want to make love. So that means to accept that there are parts of me that are human. And in the human life, I can practice deep spirituality, deep devotion, together with serving these parts too. And that means that sometimes you have to do things that it's not really fun, or it's not something that is comfortable or only pleasurable. You get to explore and experience that part of what it's like when you're so devoted and so on mission. Because this is, me doing this challenge. It's a very big part of me being so much in love with myself, so much devoted to myself that I say, I will do it. First of all, for myself, because I love myself so much. And in the process, I do things that are not very much comfortable. So I hope you can see how this is actually a deeper expression of love. Once you realize what's important to you, to really invest in this. And that will include experiencing moments of discomfort, or maybe not just moments. It's 12 minutes. I love you, and see you tomorrow.